Chapter 13, Precious Packages. All that summer I worked dawn to twilight in the verdant fields of the Baron's manor. I found that I really enjoyed working with the horses. In my experience, Belgians are the exact opposite of mules. Intelligent, obedient, hard-working, good-natured beasts that respond well to human affection. We even took them riding to and from the fields to save our energy for the day's work and to enjoy a brief respite from the drudgery of the back-breaking daily chores. And another one of life's ironies, the mules I had detested never actually did me bodily harm, yet one of the horses I loved almost killed me. Go figure. Still, I couldn't push the unwanted thoughts from my mind, and I had to admit I was incredibly homesick, and the mail from home was delivered sporadically at best. I became totally dependent on connecting Lifeline, which, as it was, and lived to hear my loved ones, especially Elaine. I also depended on them to send me things to make my existence at least a little more tolerable. They said we were allowed to receive as much mail as we sent, but later we learned that only a fraction ever got through. Many letters never reached us, disqualified by German censors or discarded victims of the century whose postal systems was in shambles, the remnants of naturally reserved for the war effort or for local population. Persistent rumors also took on the life of their own, postulating that the letters from our sweethearts were actually directed to lonely German GIs. Still, we continued to be permitted to send 2 letters and 4 postcards each month. The letters were limited to a 6x11 fold-over piece of paper, 24 brief lines that were short in both information and emotion. The cards were small, and the pencils we had to write on were crude, and outgoing mail was so heavily censored it revealed very little of what was actually happening in Germany. Yet, they show the simple things in life. Letters from loved ones, new socks, yummy pictures, are the most appreciated when one is far from home. June 4, 1944. Dear Mother, I will on this Sunday drop you a few lines to let you know that I am in good health and hope and pray that you are home as well at home. I received 2 packages from you last week and got 3 letters from you yesterday. It sure does seem like good to be getting mail from home regularly. I get a package with 3 cartons of cigarettes. They sure did come in handy, and especially so did the socks in the other package. Will you send me more socks? Will you send me some of my pictures? Your son, Jahad. After our outgoing letters, incoming mail was heavily monitored and delivered intermittently. Sometimes several arrived at one time, and then weeks would pass with nothing. But that summer, the Red Cross package arrived pretty much on schedule. Ha! Those blessed packages, or PKGs as we affectionately called them. Like manna from heaven, a stream of miracles they were. My family was actually encouraged to send them, but it was challenging and expensive enterprise just to prepare one for shipping. Contents had to conform to the specific published list. Items had to be wrapped according to detailed directions, and parcels had to be mailed according to strict specifications. Mother put one of her shopping lists in the scrapbook to show me later what she had actually sent. Rarely did I receive everything. Often the contents of our PKGs had been pilfered along the way by greedy or hungry handlers, and we knew our German guards were helping themselves to things our families had sent. But at least at the beginning, enough got through to keep us from complaining too much. I might as well admit it. I was just like the guys back in Hammerstein that Gary Brockenbach described. The cigarettes were the first thing I looked for when I opened the parcels. Not because I was addicted, but because they were useful for trading in places where there was no cash. Barter was the only form of exchange. On a side note, I think it bears mentioning that cigarettes were forwarded to POWs under an interesting system. My mother had to send her order and payment to the tobacco companies, who then included the cartons of cigarettes in the packages distributed to us. As any soldier stationed far from home will tell you, care packages from home were what kept the soldier going. Just when the abject despair would set in, and I would conceive the entire world had forgotten I existed, a package would arrive. As I said before, my parents were poor, and I knew my mother was spending more than she should on the hard-earned income of these items for her POW son, but I didn't care. The cigarettes, candy, dried fruit, nuts, coffee, sugar, socks, and gloves, and the PKGs became my life support. By mid-June, I was feeling so good I even took the time to indulge in a simple act of giving older brother advice to my younger sibling. For some reason, it must have seemed important to me to keep reminding him to work hard and be frugal with his money. June 11th, 1944. Dear Leroy, I'm going to drop you a few lines today to let you know I am well and hope and pray the same for you. Well, how is everything going with you? I hope you have a good job and save your money. Love, your brother, Jahad. By mid-July, I wasn't feeling anywhere near so chipper. It was hot, and I worked long hours in the hayfields. I had little time to write, so maybe I was too upset because I thought I had to use the majority of my letters to write to her. I had heard nothing from Elaine. I found out later that she had written to me every week, but the Germans may have intercepted such correspondence, keep us on edge, and destroy morale. If so, it worked on me. I was deeply depressed, convinced that my sweetheart had forgotten I even existed. This letter on July 9 didn't begin to portray my emotional agony I was experiencing. July 9, 1944. Dear Mother, I got your card, so I am going to drop you a few lines to let you know I'm in good health and hope and pray the same to you. I haven't gotten any mail yet from Elaine, but I hope to get some soon. Your son, Jahar. I alliterated my despair in a short letter I wrote less than a week later. Since I hadn't gotten any of her letters, naturally I began to wonder if Elaine even cared if I was still alive. July 16th, 1944. Dear Mother and all, we'll drop you a few lines to let you know I'm still in good health and hope and pray the same to you. Still haven't received any mail from Elaine, but I expect to get some soon. Some of the boys I was taken prisoner with have received mail, but I did not get any mail from Elaine since the 6th of January. It will drive me crazy if I don't get some mail from her soon so I can find out if everything is all right. Will you send me some socks and cigarettes and candy, Mother? I don't think of anything more to write, so I'll have to sign off for now. Hope these few lines will find you in good health. Love, Jahar.